Everybody, it is Wednesday night, and it's time for Super Geeked Up!
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us. This is Super Geeked Up, your live weekly geeky pop culture show. My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for geeking out with us. Plenty of cool stuff we're going to do on our show tonight. I have two guest co-hosts with me today, Sarah and Alex. What's up, guys?
Hi.
What's up, Paul?
There they are. And we have two awesome guests as well. We have Dan and Todd from Hull Breach. And what's up, gentlemen?
How are you?
Hey.
Very good. And we're going to talk more about that in a little bit. But we like to kick things off with what we call the Geeky Trilogy question. And what is that, Sarah?
Well, we are going to present three geeky choices. So make sure you pick one that you would most like to do. The choices this week are: what would you rather do? Make a trench run on the Death Star, travel through Hyrule with Link, or ride on a flying carpet with Aladdin?
All right. And if you're watching live, please tweet your answers into @SuperGeekedUp, #SGU. Sarah, I actually want to know your answer to this one.
It is very clearly Star Wars, no question.
See, I want to say that, but dude, it's so dangerous. You're very likely going to die.
I don't even care. Worth it.
Because like Luke and Wedge are the only ones who made it out of that, pretty much.
Well, then I'm clearly going to be riding with either Luke or Wedge.
All right, cool.
Or in the Millennium Falcon. They went into the trenches a little bit.
That's true. Well, it didn't really go into
There's
the
room
trenches,
for
but
me
yes,
in the Millennium
I'll
Falcon.
give it to you. I'll give it. There's much more room in the Millennium Falcon than there is an X-Wing. That's true.
I'm a very small person. I could fit in an X-Wing with another person.
All right, I'll buy that. Todd, of those three choices, which would you want to do?
I'm going to have to go Death Star too. I couldn't stand being 8-bit with old Link, and, frankly, Aladdin and a carpet, no. Just, whatever.
You would get to sing that lovely song, though?
Nah, knowing my luck, I would, I'd shift the wrong way, and next thing you know, I'm doing the Assassin's Creed without the grab thing, and...
But, so, while he takes you on the flying carpet, he picks you up apples, and he gets to go see fireworks. It sounds like a really good date.
It does.
I mean...
On the other hand, and I'm going to kind of speak for Dan a little here, because Dan and I are all about space, so that kind of just tied it up right there.
All right. So, yeah, I think that does sound like a great date, though, Sarah. No wonder Jasmine fell for him.
And, like, they got to go, like, they were right adjacent to horses. They caught clouds. Like, it's a good date. If it wasn't for Star Wars, I would have chosen that one.
Yeah. See, I'm not going to pick Star Wars because, like I said, I think I'm going to die. I almost want to pick the flying carpet thing, but I kind of don't like heights, so I think that's going to be not quite as romantic. So I guess I'll go through Hyrule with Link.
Except that it is dangerous to go outside. Here, take this.
Yeah.
But,
and the thing you're taking is Link, which is great.
But Link is good at protecting people, so he could protect me.
He is.
Apparently
which version
not.
of Link would you be?
I don't know. I have hardly played any of them, to be honest with you, so I couldn't really be good. Does he change really that much though between the games?
I mean,
Yes.
a bit.
Considering the last Link I played had a gold cartridge, I'm wagering he did.
Yeah.
Well, I know, yes. Obviously, graphically, he's changed quite a bit, for sure.
No, I mean, he's the same character at heart, but there's one where he can, like Wind Waker Link is pretty cool. He can, like, whistle up different...
Here's a question. Does Link ever talk, or no?
Yeah, he does.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. For some reason, I feel like he's not a big talker.
That is, I would have had the same question, so I'm not mad at you for that at all.
That's all right. I mean, you like read stuff he says, but like because you're choosing it, but like he's.
Oh yeah, yes. Old school games, right. When it was all text-based, that was good old days. On Twitter, Matt Furtado @Batman92. Thank you for watching it, Matt. He was at our WonderCon show a few weeks ago.
Hi,
Says,
Matt.
"Yo, like I love Star Wars, but I don't want to die. The flying carpet is definitely the most stress-free option." Yes, thank you. See, that's exactly my point, Matt. I love Star Wars too, but I don't want to die.
I don't know. Carpet gets pretty fancy, and like he does the thing where he like loops the loop, and he like throws you up in the air.
How do they stay on? Loop the loop.
Well, he throws them up in the air and there's a circle around him.
Oh, it catches them again?
Again, this whole free fall thing, I'm not down for it.
Yeah, he like dives really fast. But there's a lot of. I mean, Carpet's definitely Aladdin's wingman because you would be holding on to the other person.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I'll take the chance of the turbo laser in the face.
Well, Ryan Ward at Linear on Twitter agrees because he says Death Star. All right, thanks, Ryan. Alex, what's your choice?
Considering our conversation during the Star Wars episode, you'd be surprised at this, but I would do the trench run again. And then I would promptly just steal the X-Wing and go wherever I wanted at that point, because I'm just a big flight nerd.
Okay, hang on. So you're going to destroy the Death Star, and then instead of going back to the Rebellion to celebrate, you're just going to take off on a joyride and say, see you later, guys.
Out of here with this X-Wing. We're going all over the place. Let's go.
Like, all right, I destroyed it, guys. I'll see you later. I'm done.
Yeah, my favorite PC game of all time is like X-Wing Alliance. Like, we're just out of here, man. We're going to go harass some Krellian cruisers and just go.
I thought you meant, like, I'm going to go on the trench run, and then as you're getting up to it, you just bugger off with the attraction.
No, like, I feel like,
have fun, guys.
Jeff is scared that he's going to die doing it. I feel like I've done it so many times in video games that I'll be perfectly just on point.
Oh, yeah, I've done it in video games, too.
And then
that's not the real same life. That's not real life.
I know, but when you've done it in like 50 games, you're good to go.
All right,
you know where everything's going to be.
Good training.
Yeah.
Besides, which anyone who's ever drive through New Jersey has already done a trench run.
On Twitter, @Necrodia says, I am here, but late. All right, well, I'm glad you made it. You're not too late. We just started a little bit ago. All right, so we're doing our Geeky Trilogy question if you just joined us, and for Dan, who just got back on. So trench run of the Death Star, travel through Hyrule with Link, or ride on a flying carpet with Aladdin. Dan, what would your choice be? All right, Dan's frozen again. So Todd, what did you say? You think he would do the Death Star?
I'm leaning that way only because our whole thing is all about space, and the other two are rather on ground, and I think he's about tired, considering Sergeant Oxier's day job. He's about tired of the Aladdin universe area.
All right.
So, yeah.
So there we go. That makes sense. A whole bridge, yes. We're going to talk about their game in a little bit. It is all about space. So before we move on, at the Deepu says, I'm with Jeff. Trench Run has a high percentage of death. Rather Magic Carpet with a Guardian Genie. There you go. The Genie's very helpful. That's true.
Point of order. Jane doesn't go on a date with them.
Well, that's true. But he's probably watching from somewhere, that he could step in if needed.
You never know.
He might be a creeper, like he's actually spying on their date.
Who can say?
Okay. All right. Here we go. We're gonna more stuff coming up later in the show, guys. We're gonna lots and lots of new trailers that came out recently. Rogue One, a new Suicide Squad one, Doctor Strange just today, I believe, right? So we're gonna talk all about those. If you've seen them, we're gonna talk about that later in the show. I want to hear your thoughts. We're gonna do a game of Real Plot or Not, where we're gonna present ridiculous video game movie titles. Some are real, some are fake. You're gonna have to figure out which is which. But right now, we're gonna play a game called SuperTeam Battle Royale. This is very similar to Character Cage Match. We pit two teams of characters against each other, and we're going to argue which one would win in an epic battle. By the way, folks, if you happened to last weekend be at our show at Emerald City Comic Con, thank you so much for coming. We had an awesome show with an amazing audience. Let me tweet in if you're watching right now, because we want to give some prizes away for people who are there. All right. Necrodius tweets in, where are the co-host? Well, my co-host Jordan, unfortunately, is in the hospital, actually. Hopefully everything will be fine with her. So please, you can tweet her your well wishes at JordanXXNoel. So hopefully she'll be back very soon. But thank you very much to Sarah and Alex for stepping in and pinch hitting. All right. So let's see here. Let's go on. All right, Super Team Battle Royale. Here are the teams that are going to go against each other. So we got Buffy and the Scoobies, so of course meaning all her buddies there, versus the Weasleys from Harry Potter, meaning the whole Weasley family. You got the whole lot of them.
Does that include, like, people who have married into the Weasley clan?
Oh, that's clever, but no.
So those born with the last name Weasley,
yes,
so to speak.
Exactly. Born with the last name Weasley.
Or gave birth to someone with said name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the people, right, who live in that freaking house, more or less. That.
I just wasn't sure if it also included Fleur.
Yeah, well, no, that was a good question.
She married later.
We'll take Fleur out of this. All right, so let's see. So we decided I and Todd will argue for Buffy and the Scoobies, and Sarah and Alex will argue for the Weasleys. All right? And what would really be great if you're watching right now is you tweet in your thoughts of who do you think would win versus these two, and we'll share those on air, and that can help us out. All right, so Todd, maybe you want to start us off. Why do you think Buffy and the Scoobies would defeat the Weasleys? Or how would they do it?
Advanced preparation. If you've looked through any of the show from back when, they always research their target, figure out what the weaknesses are, and then move to attack those directly. I find the Weasleys to be a lot more off the cuff and, oh God, now we got to get ourselves settled and whatever. That critical time in the opening stages where they don't know what to do would prove to be the end of it. They wouldn't have time to know what was going on. Plus, I see no reason that somebody like Spike, for example, wouldn't just break out a Barrett Light 50 and take care of the problem from a click and a half.
Nice. Very good.
They're very, very pragmatic in that respect.
Very good. Those are great points. You're right. There is definitely good preparation. Giles always obviously knows all the shit that's going on. I mean, he provides great information to them. And you're right. I think that's a good point. The Weasleys don't really usually. They're kind of more reactionary, particularly Ron. He doesn't know what the hell's going on ever. But let's kick it over to you guys, and then we'll rebuttal some more. Alex or Sarah, why do you think the Weasleys would win?
Well, I think that Fred and George would create quite the distraction as soon as they walked in. I think they would be setting off crazy shit all over the place, and sort of pulling focus all the time. And I would trust Molly Weasley to end any fight ever, because not my daughter, you bitch. She's just gonna, you threaten her kids, she's gonna take you down.
That's not an actual line though, is it?
Yes, it is.
No, stop. Not my daughter, you bitch?
You bitch. She said it to Bellatrix before she killed her.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, I was going to say, I might have, when we were discussing it, been on the other side if it wasn't for the parents. I feel like the parents are on point. They've been doing this for years. They know how to handle all surprises. You know, they weren't afraid to go against He Who Shall Not Be Named and Bellatrix.
Yeah.
We're worried about the dude that gives them advice? I don't think so.
And Ginny, Ginny is headstrong enough that she just, when things work out for her, just rushes in. Kills all things in her path.
Well, all right, so
the twins there for muscle, you know. Good.
Yeah.
Well,
one's a werewolf?
Muscle.
Come on.
All the twins are going to do is try to cause distractions with their practical jokes. So here's the thing. So first off, they didn't take down Voldemort. Harry Potter took down Voldemort.
It was a team effort.
Yeah, all right, they assisted. I'll give you that.
They went up against a shit ton of Death Eaters who were really strong.
But Buffy, like every single season, took down the big bad. It was different every freaking time, and and the Scoobies every single time they took it down. Also, well, I'm going to hold that, and I'm going to hold my ace in that for a second here.
I've got two more to throw in.
Okay, go for it, Todd. Yeah, no, please go.
Anya, depending on which version, and Willow, especially depending on which version. I have two words for you. Bored now, rip.
Yeah, that was going to be what I was going to say. If we go Dark Willow, it's just game over. Forget it. None of those Weasley wizards are gonna freaking survive Dark Willow going off the freaking rails.
You do realize their whole cast got thrown into a musical, right? By one dude. I'm just saying.
And they won.
Yeah, and it was great. But there's also a Harry Potter musical on Broadway, isn't there? Or off Broadway or something?
It's not a musical.
Yeah, that's
the new story.
That's not in the fiction, right? It's canon. That
right. Well, all that shows you is Buffy is so ridiculously talented that she could also sing and put on a great musical. Which, if anything, would just distract the Weasleys because they're like, oh, what's happening? They're dancing, they're singing, we're so entertained by this, and then they'll take them out.
I'll take that.
That just helps us.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but one of them is one of them has access to dragons. Like, One of the Weasleys.
Wait, who is that? Oh, one of the older ones, right?
One of the brothers. He's a dragon trainer. Like he, bring the dragons into the mix. One of them is now a werewolf. Like he has extra.
I do, but I don't know. I feel Giles has knowledge about all these different things, and Buffy has taken down all these different creatures already, or she easily could.
All at once?
Well,
at the same time?
But you remember
with the dragons and the werewolves and
but Buffy's not on her own either. She's got Willow and other people helping her too. I mean, Xander's pretty much worthless. I'm going to give you that right now. So I don't know. He just might as well get out of there. Just kill. Exactly. We'll just throw him first off, so you guys can get rid of him. On Twitter, Ryan Ward says, Season 6 Willow, that would be Dark Willow, gets bored and skins them alive. Angel, No Soul, and Anya, Vengeance Demon tag team. Oh, Angel and No Soul, interesting. I wasn't thinking that.
I don't feel like he should count, though.
Well, I wasn't bringing him in. I wasn't bringing him in, but he is first season Buffy.
Honestly, do you need much more than Dark Willow?
I don't think you need anything more than Dark Willow. But if we don't have Angel, we're definitely going to get Spike then.
Yep, and in that direction, then if you're going to, again, Spike is pragmatic enough to take a high-powered rifle from a distance and catch them by surprise.
I didn't know Spike actually. You think he's trained in high-powered rifle shooting?
Not necessarily. Well, it's more the point of he would do something where his attack would not come from a stand-up, smack-you-in-the-face direction.
That's true. He's very underhanded.
He would do something.
Necrodius tweets in, even the Warwick Davis Willow? Yes. I actually think even he would defeat you guys. Not really, but I do love Willow.
I lobby that if the criteria for being a Weasley is either being born with the name or giving birth to a Weasley, that we would also have Hermione.
No, we said beforehand you cannot get people married in. That you don't get Hermione.
I was going to say I'd appreciate that you're cheating for our team.
Well, because
no. Whoa.
Give birth to Weasleys. Multiple Weasleys.
That is in the future at the after words.
Okay, so those who carry the surname Weasley during the movies and or books.
Before the
books,
18-year, 20-year, whatever jump they do.
Yeah, before the jump. So, while the lead characters are students at Hogwarts of one variety or another.
I would just like to point out that they are trying to technicality us out of our arguments. Clearly, they feel like their team is weaker.
Well, you're right. I don't want you to have Hermione because that's actually a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Well,
I have huge respect for Hermione.
Yeah, Hermione pretty much offsets Giles in the book department.
Exactly.
And she's also a very formidable wizard. I mean, Ron, his spells backfire in his face. Hermione's spells always work.
That's because Ron was using the wrong wand.
But even with the right wand, what spells does Ron do effectively, ever, pretty much? He doesn't really do much of anything.
Because he doesn't have the proper wand.
Through the whole 7 books?
Through almost all of them.
He's working with hand-me-downs, I will give you that.
He has a hand-me-down wand, so the wand did not choose him.
So wait, why does Ginny get a real wand and not Ron?
You wanted me on this team, and I'm on this team.
Why does Ginny get a real wand and not Ron, though? Because Ron's older than her.
The baby girl.
Because Ron was irresponsible. He got his brother's hand-me-downs, and then he broke the first one, and then he got another one, and they don't have a ton of the cash.
Because he's Ron Weasley.
Because he's Ron. Because he is meant to be a foil for Harry Potter, and he's the lovable, happy-go-lucky kind of dude. And he's a delight. But what he brings to the table is Hermione.
Like the way that your cannon fodder was Xander, we're just going to send Ron out there for
Ron.
Just get out there, Ron. Cause trouble.
Go for it.
Necrodius tweets in, are we all forgetting here? Hermione, she counts. If Dark Willow counts, Hermione counts. Oh, so he wants you to have Hermione.
Thank you.
Anthony Davis at Lister's Mate tweets in, Why aren't we talking about the Princess Bride in this argument? I don't know because, well, I don't think the Princess Bride characters are part of this argument.
Why
Not
aren't
that
they?
I would love
I
that.
didn't realize that was a choice.
Yeah, we should have. You're right. We should have worked them in. That would have been awesome.
Sure.
Sort of Wesley in here.
And they go my Twitter all day.
Yeah.
All I
Oh,
can
yeah, hell
say
yeah.
is that, apparently when you wrote this list, the idea was inconceivable.
Nice.
Well done. Well done.
All right, there we go. I guess we'll wrap it up. I have no idea who won. You can tweet in, folks, who you think won.
It was me. I won.
We'll call it a draw.
All right, no, I can go with that. All right, here we go. That was SuperTeam Battle Royale. I got more stuff coming up. We're gonna, like I said, talk a lot of trailers. People are already tweeting in about that, I see, and we're gonna play Real Plot or Not. But for right now, if you're watching the recorded version or you're listening to the podcast, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. So we'll see you back right after this. What's up, everybody? You are watching Super Geeked Up. Hope you enjoyed that amazing commercial break. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, so before we get on to our next stuff here, I want to just let everyone know that this episode of Super Geeked Up is supported by our Super Geeky Patreon, Maria Duran, and Team KLI. Maria is a marketing coach on the team and provides real-time marketing and relationship building that gets results. For more about how they can promote you, your business, or your show, visit teamkli.com. Cool. Thank you so much, Maria. All right, so let's talk to our guest here and about what awesome stuff he's working on. So Todd Holloman from Hull Breach. So Todd, thank you so much for being here. And sorry, Dan, we couldn't get Dan back, but I'm glad you stayed on to talk all about
I'm
it.
glad to be here. Yep, Dan does send his apologies. His computer has decided it hates him utterly.
That's always a bummer when that happens. Dan, by the way, was the creator and CEO actually of this game. So, but Todd is here to talk about it. Todd is the community outreach coordinator and admiral of the fleet. That title in particular I love. So, Todd, first off, why don't you tell them what Hull Breach is, if they don't know?
Well, Hull Breach is a fast-paced, take-no-prisoners, science fiction tactical card game. I find it sitting in a niche just on this side of a living card game, but it is most certainly not a collectible card game in that there is no randomization to it. You're not buying 8 million copies of little booster packs and praying you get that one card you have to have. We didn't do that. It is... I've often described it when I'm at conventions as a miniatures game you don't have to paint, as a card game where you don't have to own the U.S. Mint to be compatible or competitive in it. Excuse me. It is a whole lot of fun. It is the first card game I've picked up since I retired from Magic around the time the Ice Age expansion came out. And for those of you who aren't, there may be viewers of this podcast who weren't there yet when that expansion came out. But it just goes to prove I'm old. No, but
I guess it also shows how much you like the game, right? Obviously, if it's the first one you played since then.
Yeah. Well, I've done other kinds of gaming. I mean, I've been playing BattleTech since it was Battle Droids on the tabletop, but that's besides the point. Getting back to Hull Breach, what Hull Breach is each player has a deck of cards and takes the role of the commander of a space station in a given sector of space, which is a wonderful thing to be, except for the problem that you've got neighbors. Your opposing players are also commanders of space stations, and you don't want them in their sector, and they don't want you in the sector either. So you're going to use resources and currency that your cards generate to build ships, staff them with marines, employ clever tactics, deal with galaxy-shaking events, all essentially to go forth and make yourself the last person standing in the sector. We've got 2 box sets out in the market right now, Corporate Wars and Loyalty and Vigilance, and we are right now approaching the end of a Kickstarter for our 3rd box set, In Defiance of Dictators.
Awesome.
I like it.
So the Corporate Wars actually, you guys were, Michael was kind enough to give us a version of, or copy of, to give away at Emerald City Con when we did our thing there. So one lucky person got that game actually there.
Luckier than they know. There's not a lot of copies out there anymore in terms they've all been sold.
That's what he said. Yeah, he said it was actually very hard to get.
I'm even out. You know, I have the bulk of the remaining stocks of the game to send out to people. For example, if you order off the web store, I'm the one shipping it to you. And I'm out of Corporate Wars trying to get more. So
cool. Wow. Well, that was a great giveaway then. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
So okay, again, what in the Kickstarter one, the newest one? What is it called again?
It's called In Defiance of Dictators. It's going to add 4 more decks to the existing 6 that are out there. It's got some new game mechanics in it as opposed to the old one. If you go out to our Kickstarter page or to our website, www.hullbreachgame.com, you will be able to find pretty much all the information you need to know. There's a great little animatic and video. All of our pledge levels are explained, all the usual Kickstarter stuff. One really nice thing we're doing is we've actually linked up with a charity organization. Are any of you or your co-hosts familiar with Operation Supply Drop?
I am, yeah, and I think please tell people about it. I think this is great that you guys are doing that.
Yeah, short form, they bring games and gaming to actively deployed soldiers, so these guys have something to do in their downtime rather than sit around and miss home. And we've got levels where in the Kickstarter which help us and support Operation Supply Drop as well.
Right, so basically by people pledging, not only can they possibly get a version of the game, but they can also help out the troops and get sent games to them as well.
Right, so not only do you do a solid for us, but you're helping the troops at the same time. As I see it, it's a win-win.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love that. I think that's such a great idea. I'm really glad you guys are doing it. Well, and Dan, the creator and CEO, he is or was in the military, correct?
He is in fact an active. I believe he holds the rank of first sergeant, not first sergeant, sergeant first class. Excuse me. I always get that backwards. I'm a Marine brat. My wife is a Marine brat. I'm used to thinking in Marine rank terms, and he's Army. But we don't hold that against him. But yeah, he is a sergeant first class, if I recall correctly. He'll probably correct me if I've got that wrong. But he is currently stationed over at Fort Bragg in North Carolina and doing a lot of great work there.
Awesome.
So, yeah, and he's not the only veteran or child of veterans in the development team. As I said, my wife and I are both children of Marines. We had one other gentleman who was involved in the development who I believe was Navy. So the game really has a lot of the feel of combat that really is the way it is. A lot of military type games out there come across, I'm going to use air quotes and I apologize, I don't have a better way to put it, but they come across wrong to people who've been there and done that. And one of the things we strove for in Hull Breach was to avoid that feeling of wrongness. You know, this game plays the way combat is. Fast, brutal, and if you mess up, extraordinarily short.
Oh, interesting. So is there a big kind of range of time a game could last?
I've seen a two-player game between two experienced players be done in 15 minutes. The longest game I've ever personally been a part of was a 6-player demo, which was at the Scarab Gaming Convention in Columbia, South Carolina. So the only people who actually knew how to play the game were myself and my wife, but she and I were tagging in and out because the other 5 players were all being taught the game at the time, and the 6-way game took something on the order of 5.5 hours.
Oh my God.
So but again, that's teaching the game while you're playing it in a convention situation where you've got people getting interrupted and everything else.
Yeah.
An average game will be anywhere from the 15 minutes I mentioned up to an hour, or maybe if everyone's playing slow, you might get to 2.
Very cool. And now, do people, is the new game, do they have to have the other versions of the game, or are they all separate?
Not. Each of the games plays by itself. You could pick up any one box, sit down, open it up, and play. And I guarantee you'll have a great time. You can also take any of the decks from any of the boxes and play them all against each other. The games are all completely cross-compatible, and you can mix and match your cards, do what we call pro-decking, which is to say you build your own decks, as you do in many other card games, to set up the theme of the deck the way you want it to be. And if you do that, then you're looking at a world of possibilities that opens up. But no, you don't need any one of the box sets to play the other 2.
Okay, that's awesome. That's great. Scorpio Moon just tweeted in, quoting you, and if you mess up extraordinarily short, haha, that was epic. Okay, I like that one.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
With any luck, you make those mistakes here where it doesn't lead to a box.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, if people go to the website, right, they can also get all the links to the Kickstarter and all that stuff?
Absolutely. Or, again, if you just go to Kickstarter and type in Defiance of Dictators or Hull Breach in the search window, it'll pop right to it.
Cool.
We're down to our last 3.5 days at this point. I think the timer just kicked over to 3 days, and we're well over 80. I think we're about 86% of the way there.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so we're rocking right along, and if we can get to that 100% mark, it's going to be a really great thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. You guys are so close.
Yeah, and I tell you, the Operation Supply Drop stuff has really taken off. If I've got my numbers right, and I'm probably low, I can think of at least 75 to 100 copies of this game that have been pledged to our troops by various backers.
That is awesome.
One person who's a friend of my family handed me a check for a whole bunch of money and said, "Here, send 20 copies."
Oh, wow.
Just like that. So get a couple more people doing that, and you would not believe what we're going to be able to pull off.
That's amazing. That's great. Love hearing that. Yeah, folks, so if you're interested, April 17th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time is when the Kickstarter ends. And wholebreachthegame.com? Is that what?
Yeah. Wholebreach
website?
Game. Leave off the just
wholebreachgame.com. All right, please check it out, folks. And
incidentally, we'll be doing a Facebook event on Friday, just a phone party. Ask us whatever you want. If you go to the Hull Breach Facebook page, there's an invite there already.
Sweet. Fantastic. All right, cool. We'll give all those links again at the end of the show. Don't worry, folks. We're about to do some geeky news. Before we do that, though, again, just I want to give a big shout-out to everybody who came out to our Super Geeked Up program at Emerald City Comic-Con in Seattle last weekend. We did it on Saturday. Second year in a row, we had an awesome show there. We always have like a super energetic, great audience. So thank you guys. You rocked. All the volunteers there. Megan Karimi Nasser and Brian S. Lewis, who helped out, and so yeah, thanks to everybody there. And if you happen to be watching live, if you're at our show, please tweet us. Please tweet me in at Super Geeked Up. I'd love to know if you're watching live, and we're trying to give us some prizes away. All right, so let's talk some geeky news here, and then we're gonna get into some of the trailers that came out and talk about those. Okay, so there's this thing called, which I actually didn't know about this before, but there's this thing called CinemaCon going on in Vegas right now, which I guess is about all the studios release their movie news and stuff. So they released the name of the new Spider-Man movie. It's going to be called Spider-Man Homecoming. And the clip apparently they showed was Tony Stark meeting Peter Parker at his Aunt May's house. That's the clip they showed there. So I don't really know. Maybe one of you, Alex or Sarah, or somebody knows more about if this is like after Civil War, if it's Captain America Civil War, I mean, before. I don't really know a timeline, what's happening here. But any thoughts on that or the title or anything?
I'm trying to watch that now because that is actually news to me.
I don't know if the footage is out. They showed it at CinemaCon. I don't know if they released it online. It'd be cool if they did.
Oh, somebody was in there with their phone. What are you doing?
Oh, well, yeah, they're not supposed to do that. Come on.
Hey, I need to watch things.
All right. Well, don't watch it now. We're trying to do a show. Come on.
Well, I thought you guys were going to talk for longer and I'll be able to watch it while that was happening.
Well, anyway, any thoughts on that or the title or anything, or just in general the next Spider-Man movie?
I hate to say it, the absurdist in me, the first thing I came up with was, all of a sudden you have this parade, parade and pep rally of Spider-Man's past.
Because Homecoming, yeah. The school does a Homecoming parade for Spider-Man.
I think it fits since they're doing, what's it called, Teenage Spider-Man again, which I'm not for, but it's fine, right? So, I don't know. I like the little double entendre. He's a high school kid and goes to Homecoming. He's coming back home to Marvel. So, I'm with it. As long as they skip the origin again.
Yeah, we don't need that again.
Yeah, we know. He got bit by a spider. Let's get over it.
Yeah.
Necrotius tweets in, really? I didn't hear about that clip. And Ryan tweeted in, Ryan Ward, does this mean Spider-Man will feature a large parade? Yeah, he was going the same way you were, Todd. Yeah, no, I mean, this all comes from the Hollywood Reporter guy, so it's all legit news. It's not like some weird source we're giving you. And the other, I don't know, it's a little tough for me because they just keep rebooting Spider-Man so often. He was my favorite hero from as a kid. So, I don't know, I'm a little bit kind of worn out on them keep doing Spider-Man over again, but I'll see it. I want to see how he is in Civil War. I'll see. That'll be my first, I guess. see how it's gonna go. But
You must be avoiding everything.
avoiding everything.
Yeah, if you were not avoiding everything, you would be completely comfortable right now.
Oh, well, about Spider-Man, all I've seen him is the trailer. Why, is there more stuff than that? I saw him in the trailer for Civil War.
Well, no, people have actually seen it now, so you're fine. If you're a Spider-Man fan, like my boy Brad,
Oh,
and
okay,
you
that doesn't, look, one clip of him saying one thing does not mean everything's going to be great.
No, what I'm saying is people have seen the full movie now and are fine with Spider-Man.
Oh, they've seen the full Civil War movie.
Yes, so I feel like you are going to be fine.
Oh, I understand, because it's already premiered, you mean, like, the LA or something.
Yeah, people have seen it and seem to be like, he's the best one yet, so you'll be fine.
Oh, wow. Well, that's good to hear. That's encouraging.
Like, I trust Marvel to do pretty much everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Though, Marvel's, it's still Sony doing the Spider-Man movies, which, by the way, I think they've done a good job with, actually. I like the other Spider-Man movies.
Technically speaking, yes, but I think of it more as them producing it within a framework that already works, right? Like, once it came home, so quote unquote, they were going to have to fit in within the framework where everything else just works at this point, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's true. At the Deepu tweets in, they really want to emphasize that he's a young teen Spider-Man, which I'm actually 100% cool with, because I think I'm what you said, Alex, kind of the one I grew up with and know the best. Necrodia says, I gotta say, still a fan of Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Tobey Maguire. I am too. I always like Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, as Peter Parker. All right, cool. All right, next news is I'm really excited about this. We talked about this a couple weeks ago on the thing, and this was a possibility. Now it's been confirmed. And of course, we did our big Batman v Superman chat last week. But a couple weeks ago, we mentioned that Ben Affleck had written a standalone Batman movie, and they were talking about doing it. Well, now it's a go at Warner Brothers. They are definitely making a Batman movie where he's going to write, star, and direct, which I am super, super excited about this because I think Ben Affleck is an amazing director. And I really dug his Batman in the movie, so I can't wait to see like a movie just all about Batman that he's doing. Any thoughts on that? Anybody?
I haven't seen Batman or Superman.
All right.
Nor have I. So I can't speak intelligently on how his Batman was, but once again, how many times are we going to do the origin of Batman?
I don't think we are.
Well, not in this movie because they already did it in Batman v Superman again. So I think he'll definitely skip it.
I think we could skip all that.
I mean, I'm going to have to start version numbering them soon just to keep track.
That's right.
I know. It is. All right, so Alex, obviously, I know you've seen
franchise.
It.
My answer to this question is take all my money now. Just take it. I was ready for Batfleck before this movie. Despite my little criticisms of the movie, which Jeff already knows, Batfleck was tight in the movie, so yeah, he can have all my money. I'm ready.
Cool. I'm with you, man. Yeah, I'm super excited. So they said maybe 2018 or 2019 is possible. Those are two dates. There's a 2018 and 2019 dates that they've reserved Warner Brothers, and they think they might slot into one of those.
Side note: if they're doing Under the Hood, let's go.
Okay. All right, good. So that's some news. Now let's talk about some trailers. All right, let's start with Doctor Strange, which unfortunately I did not get back in time to see before. And thank you, Ryan Ward, though, for alerting me that it came out. But I know some of you guys, at least Sarah and Alex, saw it.
Oh man!
Caught that today.
Was it like a really short one, and Todd saw it too? I think was it like a teaser, right?
It's like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was like a cool trailer.
Okay, great. How'd it look?
That looked real good.
Amazeballs.
Best use of a kaleidoscope I've seen in a trailer ever.
It was so good.
Right.
That Tilda Swinton playing the bald.
I didn't catch who it was.
I think it's Tilda Swinton. Looks like her. I could be wrong, but
doing very much the whole Zen monk.
So
thing.
amazing. Yeah, she punches him so hard his soul comes out, and I was like, yes.
Yeah, knocks it right, and he's good. Excuse you.
Benedict Cumberbatch with an American accent is surprising and done well, but I was like, oh, who's that talking? over to you. So that was pretty fun. He looks perfect for the role.
Yeah, I loved the multiple arrangements of Earth thing that they did.
Yeah.
As I said, great use of like a mirroring effect. I thought that was really well, showing kind of a parallel Earth thing. I thought that was really well done.
And we saw like a little tiny blip of Rachel McAdams in the trailer, in like scrubs in the hospital, and so I'm interested to see where they're going to put her, because I like her.
Yeah, because a lot of people forget there's a reason Doctor is at the front.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, like, I would imagine that you don't get a Rachel McAdams to just be like some random background character. So, but yeah, I think it looks great, and I'm jazzed for it.
Cool. So let me just share some things coming in here live. So actually on our YouTube channel right now, watching live, Eris Bridgedon says, hi. Hey, what's up? Thank you for watching if you're a new viewer. And then Ryan Ward tweets in about Doctor Strange. Visually stunning. Not sure about Benedict's accent in it, though.
Yeah. I think it's because you don't expect him to have the accent. I think you expect him to be, Sherlock.
Yeah, I guess I forgot Strange is American, I guess, huh? I guess I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same reaction you get when you're not watching the show House and you hear the actor speak, because the guy's got an Aussie accent you couldn't cut with a chainsaw.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think his accent is done poorly. I've heard much worse accents.
I've heard that he's actually done bad accents, but they were like a Boston one and a Southern one, so it didn't stand out to me. I didn't realize it was him talking at first. I was like, oh,
yeah,
that is the rasp that I'm used to. Yep. So.
On our YouTube channel, Eris just commented again, can't wait for Doctor Strange too. All right. He or she is excited. And the Crodius tweets in, Doctor Strange trailer reminds me of like if you add superheroes to the movie Inception. LOL seems strange.
Yeah.
Well, kind of the whole point, isn't it? Strange?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I guess that makes sense, right? That would probably have a little bit of Inception, I guess, vibe maybe to it.
They said a lot of those old comics were really like, I don't know, acid trippy. So I think they're really embracing that here. It looks really good.
Oh, man,
I'm waiting to see this in one of the trailers.
Yeah.
the old Doctor Strange hand gesture.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that what he used to do?
Yeah. The middle and ring fingers folded back, the other two and the thumbs splayed out, and there's nimbus of power happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't get to see Doctor Strange do any kind of like
powers.
Yeah, he wasn't doing any powers.
Yeah, the only funky magic thing was him looking down and going, "Wait, that's my body. What am I doing out here?"
I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with Mordo, since the guy that was also the bad guy in Serenity.
Yeah, I can never pronounce his name properly.
Yep, that's why I didn't even try.
You're talking about the operative, yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I can't wait to see it now. After all you guys said, I'm going to watch it right after the show's over with. Carlos Ramirez, Carlos Battery 69 says, I am in. I'm going to assume he means Doctor Strange. He's in for the movie. So cool. All right,
I just looked it up, and it totally is Tilda Swinton. Yes.
Okay, Tilda Swinton. Great. All right, cool. All right, so high response there to the Doctor Strange trailer. Keeping on the superhero thing here, but switching from Marvel to DC, Suicide Squad released a new trailer. And I'm trying to think, did the first one also kind of have a funny song in it, like a song that would seem out of place?
It had Bohemian Rhapsody in the first one.
It was amazing.
And then the second one has Ballroom Blitz because they are recycling the Wayne's World soundtrack.
Okay.
Pretty much.
The second one meaning this new one, right? You mean?
Yeah, this new one started with something else and then dropped into Ballroom Blitz. I forget. Yeah, maybe one of the tweeters can remind me what that other title was. I don't know. So,
what'd you guys think of this, the news trailer?
It was like 90s Will Smith-tastic.
I'll give you that.
I love that description.
It was like Men in Black 1 Will Smith.
Yeah.
Was back on the screen.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a good description.
I think both the trailers so far, a word I always keep taking away from them is jarring, but then it's kind of supposed to be. You know, they're not, and they're most definitely not supposed to be your standard team of good guys.
I still have a bit of a problem with how they're treating Harley Quinn.
A little bit.
Really? Well, it's interesting though. Is that this trailer? Maybe I don't remember, but the first trailer I don't really remember knowing much about her. But this time I actually got to hear her speak multiple times and do stuff. And I actually liked what Margot, what is it?
Robbie. Yeah,
I
don't blame the actress. I think I'm concerned that she is just like, we're going to have her on screen just because she's sexy and we're going to have her change her clothes in front of everybody and TV and look at her butt. And the character of Harley Quinn in the comics is super dynamic and complex and interesting. And she's so much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm a little bit like, is she going to be treated because like, oh, well, we needed a lady?
Right. I hope not.
I hope not as well. But too often in like teams of superheroes, it's like, well, we should have a girl who should be put in for the girl. Okay, now put her in something tight. Good. Carry on.
So I mean, I will say, hopefully not this one, because I'm going to say probably Harley Quinn is easily the most popular character of everybody in that movie.
I agree.
She's the most popular character out of these trailers.
Yeah, well,
I mean, like she easily has the most to do in these trailers. If it's like it's her, the Joker, and Will Smith. That's pretty much it.
Or Deadshot. Sorry.
Yeah, Deadshot. Although I tell you, he's got the right attitude, but I'm still not sure if I like him doing Deadshot. But the jury is going to be out probably until about a month after the movie airs.
Yeah.
You know, and some of the lesser characters that they've got in there, okay, all right.
Well, we haven't really gotten to see them do anything.
Yeah, exactly. You know? There's looks to be a high action movie, and I'm always a fan of stuff blowing up. You know, so that's always great. You know, there's a couple of spots where I go, really? For the rolling over Chinook in this last trailer was like, really?
Mm-hmm.
But that's because I grew up in Connecticut and know far too much about helicopters. Yeah, that doesn't work, guys. Sorry, physics says no.
Yeah, this trailer, I would say, got me more excited for the movie than the first one. My one issue is I think the trailer went on about a minute too long than it needed to be. Like, it gave too much away, and I felt like if they ended it earlier, I would have been like, yes, I want more, and they just kept it going too long. That's my main complaint with it. In terms of Harley Quinn, I felt like the mannerism she had down very well is what I kind of associate with that character.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Although giving her the high striker mallet instead of the full-size sledgehammer, I don't know. It makes sense in one hand, but not on the other. She had one of those hammers used to smack the thing and ring the bell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I guess the full one really is going to be hard to do in a live-action movie, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, I could argue that both ways.
I'm devil's advocate. That was always ridiculous to me on the show. That used to drive me nuts. The thing is way too big for her to be carrying around.
But she's a ridiculous character. So.
Yeah, but not that. Like, I don't know. It's too giant. She's not big enough to carry that damn thing around and actually hit people and it do stuff. These trailers scared me because I didn't want this movie at all. Like, not even slightly. Like, it made me really kind of hot that they did this before all these other DC properties that they could have done. But every time I see a trailer, I like it, and I'm like, man. But then I'm concerned, like, for example, Todd pointed out the stuff about the action, like it's going to be a high-action movie, but they're supposedly doing action reshoots, so there's not enough action. The movie's not supposedly as funny as the trailers have been making it, so they're doing, like, more funny reshoot. Like, I'm concerned. The only thing I'm excited about is Joker. Like, that dude looks sick to me. Like, as off as it is to me, like, the more I see that dude, as much as I still, to this day, am off of Ledger's Joker just winning through the whole movie, I might have to give this dude a try the way I did Ledger, because I still don't like that Joker. That's not my Joker. It's a good movie Joker. It's not my Joker.
Who was your Joker?
Mark Hamill. Easy.
From the animated, yeah. Of course, the video games.
Okay. Of those filmed as Joker, which way do you go?
Oh. Um, if I want to answer that question as a...
Jack.
Yeah, he's...
Oh, Nicholson?
Where
I
does
got
he get
Ledger.
these wonderful toys? I can't choose between those two.
Yeah.
Because my problem with that Joker is that he wins too much. Like, I don't...
Who,
I
Heath
have,
Ledger's Joker?
yeah, I have issues with Nolan's Batman after the fact. Like, I loved him during, but after the fact, I'm like, there's no point where Batman won in that movie at all. But his portrayal was dope.
Yeah,
Like his acting
he did a
thing
good job. It was a writing issue that you're having as opposed to like.
Yeah.
Oh, his acting was phenomenal. You know, and of course, I always wait till the movie to get actors chances. But for what I saw, I actually didn't really like Leto's Joker in this trailer at all. Actually, so I don't know. I'm a little concerned.
Well,
but
we
we'll
barely
see.
got to see him.
That's true. It was very, very brief. You're right.
True. He didn't seem like he seemed prissy in all the other trailers. He seemed like he was ready to go to work in this one. Like, oh, okay, let's do something. Like he seemed a little more active to me in this one.
That's true.
Also, does anyone catch the Shining reference in the other trailers? Does anybody? Because I haven't heard anybody mention that.
I don't know that I caught it.
No.
When he's like, "I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna hurt you real bad." That's the same thing that Jack Nicholson says to his wife on the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if that's an Easter egg or did it just work out that way?
I don't know.
Flip a coin on that one.
Yeah.
Right.
On Twitter, Ryan Ward said, he is telling us about the songs. Thank you, Ryan. They had two songs in this trailer. A cover of Leslie Gore's 1963 You Don't Own Me.
That's right.
And Sweet's Ballroom Blitz.
Yeah.
Very good, Ryan. The Crodius says, hey, Ramona Flowers used a giant hammer in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Why can't Harley?
Because Brandon Roth was a superhero in that movie.
He was a vegan.
Brandon Roth's a superhero in Legends of Tomorrow, too. Flash.
But he's not. He's a dude in a suit. Stop it.
No. Wait, why does everybody... They did this...
It was Iron Man.
Why does everybody hate on Brandon Routh? I like Brandon Routh.
No, I like the dude. I
Okay.
liked him in the questionable Superman movie. I'm just saying.
Okay.
It makes sense for Ramona Flowers because that movie was crazy.
But no, if he's a dude in a suit, well, you got to say Tony Stark is just a dude in a suit then, too.
That is also correct.
Okay, all right.
But we got to admit, there are suits and there are suits.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. We got a bunch of people tweeting about Jokers here. Necrodia says, number one voice Joker is Mark Hamill. Number one on-screen Joker, Ledger 100% hands down. Lister's Mate says, I like Cesar Romero from Adam West Batman. I'm glad
Yeah.
someone mentioned him.
Alright,
He was
yeah.
always super fun.
Although, if we're going to go back to Adam West, I was more a fan of Frank Gorshin as the Riddler.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah.
And Necrodia says, I kind of still feel Cesar Romero's Joker is a peg above Leto's Joker from what I can tell so far. Right, we're going to have to obviously wait and see. But all right, cool.
How
One
much do you
last-
think Batfleck is in this?
That Batman is in it. We saw him in the trailer.
He's in this one a bunch. That's what I'm wondering, like how.
Oh, Suicide Squad? I don't think he should be in it much, to be honest with you. I don't know why he's in it at all, but, I mean, I know, but I don't know.
I'm scared they're going to ape the animated movie, but I'll let you move on. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, so last trailer we're going to talk about, and then we're going to do some more game stuff. Rogue One. So they released a Rogue One trailer. So, of course, guys, this is going to be this like a Star Wars movie outside of the trilogies. This one has to do with, of course, going. So I guess this would be what, in the midst of A New Hope, this story going on, stealing the plans to the Death Star, right?
I remember
before.
somebody saying it's if I remember correctly, it fits in between 3 and 4
Yeah,
in
but
terms of closer to the 4 side of things.
Close
yeah,
to
well,
the
it has to be super close to 4, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's right. It's almost like a
Almost concurrently, but probably right before,
Yeah.
right?
back up one chapter from the opening scene from
A New Hope.
A New Hope. Thank you.
I would
Back-
basically
back up
remove the Force Unleashed and put this there.
Wait, what was that?
Remember where, like, I would take the Force Unleashed game out of it and put this there.
Like it's in the same time span.
Oh, I understand what you're saying
Maybe,
now.
maybe
I
even
get
call
I get
it concurrent in another location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I know if we just go and remove it, somebody's going to get angry.
I would love it if they left it. I'm just saying.
All right, so I want to hear. I have some thoughts both ways in this one. But what did you guys think about Rogue One trailer?
I was blinded by Star Wars, and I got a little excited.
Blinded by Star Wars. That's right. Sarah's a huge.
I have, as stated previously, I have such strong positive feelings for Star Wars that it's nearly sexual. So.
Very well.
That's awesome.
Hey now. All right. So I'm trying not to. Never mind. I'm trying not to imagine what you and your husband do, but.
Where's Jordan when we need her?
Yeah.
Fill that in.
All right. So you enjoyed it, is what you're basically getting at, right?
I did.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Todd,
Also, awesome that it's being led. That it's like female led. I think
yes.
that's
That was my favorite part. That once again we have looks like a really cool female lead.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my best thing I can say definitely about both new Star Wars movies, that they have strong female leads that are unique.
Yeah.
So that's great. Todd, what did you think about the trailer, if you saw it?
Honestly, I've had a chance to see about a third of it and then got called away. What little bit I did see, my first thought was, well, they're still doing a good job in the VFX, and then, oh, what? And then I had to go. I did not have time to really view it properly, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Okay. If you're watching, folks, tweet in what you thought about it at SuperGeeked Up, #SDU. All right, so Alex, what did you think?
Dear Disney, thank you. I love you so much for giving me something that's Star Wars but is not the main through story. I still don't want your Han Solo movie, but it's fine. I love you for doing something that's not the main story. Thank you. Oh, and Donnie Yen is in Star Wars. Are you serious right now? Give it to me.
Oh my God, was that Donnie Yen?
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing. I love Donnie Yen.
And Forrest Whitaker. Yes.
I know, yeah, Forrest Whitaker I saw. Okay, I'm a little more excited now. Dan, can you hear us?
I am still here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh.
Oh, I see you're on a phone now or something, probably. Good.
My computer unfortunately hates me, but Star Wars, especially new Star Wars, yeah, I can't wait.
Did you see the Rogue One trailer that we're talking about?
Star Wars 1, I won't hear any bad talking about any of it, or I'll come to your house.
Well, you might have to come to my house, possibly.
You haven't watched it yet. Come on.
No, well, I've seen Rogue One.
Wait, you're saying you're going to say something bad? Hold on.
Yeah, well, so here's the deal. I'm not gonna say something super bad, but first off, you know, Alex, I think my issues with Episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the deal. I think Rogue One is a really cool idea for a story, to tell that story that we all knew about, right? Like I just said, and I agree with Sarah. I dig the female lead. It looks like there's a lot of cool stuff in it. This is my problem, and this is exactly what I thought was going to be before I watched it. And while I wasn't super excited about this movie, I would just put the sword, just put the katana away.
Go ahead, man.
This is not my Star Wars. Star Wars to me is not dark and gritty and all that shit. Star Wars is fantasy, it's humor, it's epic heroics, right? And I've never wanted Star Wars to turn into what this movie I think is going to be. That's just not what I wanted. That's not what Star Wars is to me. And to be honest with you, a big part of me wishes no Star Wars movies were ever made again after this. And part of me doesn't want that. But I don't know. So that's just, I'm going to watch it, and I think it looks like it could be a very good movie. But that's just not what I want for Star Wars, and that's not what I think is right for it.
Wait, does that mean that you dislike the second half of the original trilogy? Because I don't know, man. There's humor in it.
I see what you're saying, but it's still, I don't know. Just it feels
like as soon as Luke boarded the Death Star, were you like, I'm out, bro? I'm out.
No, of course not. No, obviously Empire is possibly the greatest movie ever made.
Agreed.
I mean, I would definitely Empire is the best movie ever made, but this whole argument is going along this line of 1, 2, 3 isn't 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth. I mean, you can't go back and.
We don't know what he's going to
made him so mad that you froze him.
No, he's still twitching a little bit, but he'll catch up. Yeah, no, I'll hope to guess what he was saying and add my own point. Is 1, 2, 3 is not 4, 5, 6, nor can it ever be. But the thing is, in 4, 5, 6, one of the core concepts was this whole quote used universe unquote thing. So to say that Star Wars shouldn't have grit in it doesn't hold water for me.
Well, okay, so not grit as in it's not dirty and that stuff. I'm talking very a tonal issue is very different to me.
Well, I mean, let's face it. In episode 4, as I understand it, having watched it more times than I'd care to count, and I've even read the original script once or twice. This is a group of people with their backs to the proverbial wall, throwing every die they had left at a Hail Mary, and the damn thing worked. This was not a group of people who had plans B, C, D, or Q. They were already way out to plan Z. They didn't have anything behind that crazy let's drop a torpedo down this tiny hole plan.
Oh, I don't think there was anything dark about Luke having his aunt and uncle burned to death. That was pretty happy.
Oh yeah, happy shiny. Happens all the time.
See, I think what he's saying though more so is the main cast had fun during the course of the movie. Like there's points where the movies got dark, but it's like the argument that people keep making about the current DC movies. Like okay. Like
there's no joy in the current DC movies.
Yeah, I don't want sad Superman all the time. Like Superman is my beacon of hope. So I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I want that in the main movies. Give me Star Wars Rebels season finale. Give me.
Oh my god, it was so good.
Oh my, yeah, we can have a conversation about that.
Oh,
just give me that somewhere off to the side. I just want that somewhere else.
I just want more Star Wars stories. I just want more in the universe. Just want it. Give it to me. Give me.
I want an Ahsoka movie. Give it to me. Just saying.
Hey, by the way, and let me, since I'm the only one on this who I'm not by myself here now, but thank you, Alex, for trying to back me up. I'm totally cool for everybody who's enjoying the new stuff. That's fantastic. And first off, it's also been bringing new people into it, which I think is always awesome. That, like, for example, my 10-year-old niece, Star Wars is her favorite thing ever now. Right?
Yes, I got to take my kids to see a Star Wars movie with me in the theaters, and it was overwhelmingly amazing for me.
Right. You can have, obviously, dramatic bad things are going to happen in most movies, but there is a tonal difference and a difference of heart in movies, and I feel a distinct difference in this trailer versus what Lucas did before. And that's what I'm saying. And it's totally cool if you don't feel that way or if you want these kind of movies. That's great. I'm saying personally, that's not what I want. That's cool. And that's just my personal thing,
Yeah, but I think you're still going to get that, though. Again, I think that main through line is always going to be bright, a little bit hopeful, even when stuff is sad. But that stuff's always going to be connected to Luke, Leia, Chewie, Han. You know what I mean? Whereas I think we're going to get a little more variance. And you're going to get your Han movie where everything's like that.
Yeah, I'm very hopeful. I hope we do get that for Episode 8. I'm hopeful for Episode 8 that,
Yeah, there's no way they take those characters and make them sad. Like, have you seen Daisy Ridley and freaking the other dude whose name I can't think of?
John Boyega? Yeah. No, Daisy Ridley was my favorite part of Episode 7.
I went to hug her and be her. Yeah. Also, as a super nerd cosplayer, I'm super jazzed about all of the options for ladies.
That's a good point. By the way, so I've been at 2 big cons recently, WonderCon and then Emerald City. I cannot tell you how many Rey cosplays I saw. They were all over the freaking place.
Good.
She rocks.
She does.
I spent 1 day at South Carolina Comic Con. I think I was keeping a mental count, something on the order of 35.
Yeah. Yes. Rey. Yeah.
It was just insane.
Sorry, I'm reading some tweets right now, folks. Necrodia says, that swamp with Yoda was pretty dirty. Yes, that was.
That's accurate.
He also says, seriously, Star Wars to me is okay, but always been lighter of the main verses, Doctor Who, Trek, and Wars. What's Wars?
Did he just say Star Wars is lighter?
It's lighter than Doctor Who?
Right.
Are we watching the same Doctor Who?
Well, sorry, I have to go with the Star Trek expression.
That's the show that I stopped watching.
It's definitely lighter than Trek, I think I would say.
Okay.
And, depending on the version. But he also says, I can understand where you're coming from, Jeff. All right, thank you, Necrodius. I appreciate that. Ryan Ward says, Mon Mothma is in this. Yay. I did like that. That was exciting. Here's the deal, though. That can't be the same actress, right?
It's the one from Episode 3 cutscenes, not original.
Not original.
Wait, what does that mean?
3. She was in Episode 3 as Mon Mothma, and her scenes were cut.
Yeah.
Oh, so hang on. There was a different actress in Episode 3 playing Mon Mothma?
Correct.
Those scenes
And
were
it
deleted.
is the same one
And
that
that's
played
and that's the footage we're seeing in this trailer. Is that what you're saying?
No, just the same actress.
No,
Same
the
actress.
same actress.
lady.
Same actress. Okay, because she looked eerily like the original actress, though. That's why I was like, "Holy shit!"
yeah.
It
Yeah,
looks like
Mon Mothma, the chick who played Mon Mothma in the originals, was going through like chemotherapy at the time. She had cancer.
of the prequel trilogy, you mean?
No,
Of this
when
one?
we saw Mon Mothma in the original.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that was filmed
Yeah.
between her chemo treatments.
Mhm.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you. Cool. No, I'm actually, to be honest, with you, I'm actually interested to find more about Mon Mothma because we didn't get to see a lot of her, obviously, in the Jedi.
Of course, the only problem there is how many. We would better have a large pile of dead Bothans somewhere in the movie. I swear, there was 15 guys getting coffee.
For her famous line in Jedi, or New Hope, I guess. One of them. Yeah, Jedi, right? Yeah.
Like I said, those guys, you lose 15 of them going for a cup of coffee.
All right. Okay, there we go. So that's our trailer. Lots of trailer talk there, folks. All right, let's go on to our last segment for the night. And excuse me, this is called Real Plot or Not. A little bit of a misnomer. It's really more like Real Title or Not. So what I'm going to do here is present ridiculous-sounding movie titles. Some of them are real. Some of them I've made up. Okay. And you guys are going to have to try to determine which are real and which are fake. Since we have these guys from Whole Breach on, I've kind of based these all on board games, video game type things, okay? All right, that's the theme of this thing. All right, so let's see here. Dan, are you still there with us in audio?
I am alive in audio.
All right, awesome. All right, here we go. So we'll just here we go. I'll keep score for all of you. You can go individually. We'll see who gets the most right at the end of this. Alex looks excited. Looks eager to go. And if play along at home if you're watching, folks. That's Super Geeked Up #SG. You can send in if you think these are real or fake. Okay. Oh, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the title, and then I'm going to give you a tagline, just so you know. Pay attention to the title. The taglines I probably just about always made up. It's the title you're judging is real or fake, okay? The tagline is just to have fun. All right, the first one up is Corpse Party. There ain't no party like a party where everyone's dead.
Corpse Party.
Corpse Party. Is that a real or fake movie?
That sounds late 80s, early 90s B-grade splatter film, but I can't
It does
track it down.
So do you want to say real then?
I'm going to say real.
Okay, Sarah says real.
I'll take a swing at it. Why not?
Real, okay. 2 reals. Alex?
I'm going real.
Okay, Dan?
I'm sticking to my guns, not real.
All right, we got 3 reals, 1 fake. That movie is real.
Woo! I don't want to watch it. But
Not even slightly.
It's actually based on a Japanese video game. It was released in 2015. There's a sequel in the works, though, right now.
I'm very sorry.
I'm not surprised by that. I love you, Japan.
All right, next one. The title, The Hero of Naked Time Traveling. Tagline, because traveling through time with your clothes on is so last century.
What's the title again?
The Hero of Naked Time Traveling.
I mean, I want that to be real.
Right? It sounds awesome, right?
The only way I can see that was being real would be if it was filmed in the San Bernardino Valley, and I'm just not going to go there.
I feel like it might be a real porn.
Exactly.
So, Todd, you're saying fake then, right?
More than likely, unless it's actually some variety of adult movie.
Terminators travel naked, I'm just saying.
That's
They
true.
do, right, they
They
do,
do.
man. Actually, not just Terminators. Anybody in that universe who gets sent from the future goes naked.
Kyle Reese.
Shows up naked.
Yeah, I'm going fake.
Okay, 2 fakes. Dan?
Yeah, it's definitely fake.
Okay, Sarah.
I want it so much to be real.
I know you do, but what do you think it actually is?
It's fake.
You guys are right, it's fake. Points for everybody.
But I'm going to make it
Points
now.
for humanity.
Please. Okay, I want to get on making that with you if you're going to do that.
I'll make the Hero of Naked Time Traveling.
On Twitter, @ListenersMate says, I think I saw Corpse Party on USA Up All Night. I remember watching Up All Night.
Dear God.
That sounds about right.
Thank you. I don't feel quite so old anymore.
Yeah.
It was Gilbert Gottfried and Rhonda Shear were the two hosts. Okay, here's the next one. Title: Zelda and Peach, Girls' Night Out. Tagline: where Zelda and Peach save the world while Mario, Luigi, and Link sit on their lazy asses.
There's no way that's real.
No.
What'd you say?
I said there is no way that's real,
Okay.
and that I don't know about it.
Yeah, that ain't happening in heavy traffic. Sorry, man.
Yeah, Tecmo would do that. Nintendo will not. No.
I say fake.
Everybody fake?
Fake.
Yes, it is. Wait, so Alex, you said if Tecmo controlled those characters, think they would go do that?
Yeah, they absolutely would. Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. I forgot they did Dead or Alive. I think that would be a great movie, personally. Seeing those guys get,
I
That
will
would
make
be a
that
good
one as
game.
well.
Okay, good. Good. Sarah's
Come on.
going to make all these.
Make them. So make the fake ones.
Okay, next one. The Play-Doh movie. Kids eat infected Play-Doh and get turned into zombies.
No.
No.
Again, this is stupid enough to be a trauma film, but I'm going to go no.
Okay, Dan?
Oh, jeez. So tough. I want to say yes. Maybe it's just because I would believe that I would watch this, but I'm going to say fake.
So everybody's saying fake, right?
Fake.
I think he finally
It's
got it.
real!
Yep.
That's
Knew
so
it.
sad.
This is,
I
okay,
only-
I'm sorry. I should have added one thing before this. I'm including movies that are currently in the works of being made, and this one is. Okay.
Oh.
I only said no because it had the word Play-Doh in it, and I was like, that has to be.
And guess what? Now, first off, the tagline I created was completely made up, although I wish that actually was what happens in this movie. But it's actually being directed by Paul Feig, who is doing the Ghostbusters reboot. And,
oh my god.
This
and
does
supposedly
not
it's
bode
going
well
to
for
be
the Ghostbusters thing.
It's supposedly going to be claymation.
I was going to say,
Right, okay, I can see it. It's like the Lego
Yeah.
movie. We did.
Well, my
did that
question
bit.
is, how far from completion is it? Because I'm thinking Play-Doh is a Hasbro product, and they usually start announcing things about 30 years before they release them.
I don't know. It's the darkness of zombies and the marketability of Play-Doh. I mean, what's not to like?
Exactly. I think that could have been a hit if they did that way.
That was
I feel
probably
like we were
pitch.
duped.
I mean, Lego is going hard. So.
That would have been a good pitch. By the way, Sarah, Necrodia says, I will help you guys make the naked time travel movie. Let's do this. There we go. We got another helper to do that one.
Do it.
You invent the time travel and call me last week.
Will do.
Did it already.
All right, 2 more to go. Let's see here. Everybody has 3. Dan has 2. All right, so it's a tight race, point-wise. Hungry, Hungry Hippos, the movie. Residents of a small town have to stop mutant rampaging hippos before they devour all their crops.
I have to stop listening to your taglines.
Yeah, I know.
Is there a Hungry Hungry Hippo movie?
I know, that's what I try to distract you with my tagline.
The movie. Does it include, like, you're including, like, direct to DVD?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. It doesn't have to be in theaters. Nope.
That exists somewhere on VHS.
Then I think yes. I think it's real then. Because I've watched some crap movies with my children that are direct to DVD
All right.
based on everything.
You're saying real?
I
Alex, you
think
saying real?
real.
I'm going real.
Okay, Dan?
Absolutely.
Okay, and Todd?
We'll roll the dice on this one. Why not?
You're all saying real?
See if you manage to fool us on this one.
Okay, so this is actually a tough one to call. It was in the works, but then they never made it. So it was supposed to be real, but then they canceled it. So I guess I feel I can give you all points.
Yeah, I think so. If the in development project counts as real,
Yeah,
then
I'll give you all points for that.
at some point in development project.
No, but they absolutely had planned to make this, and then it just kind of got stuck in development hell, I guess.
Or somebody just went, wait, no.
Yeah, somebody came to their senses.
So it was like, I sobered up. We should not do this movie.
I played that game as a kid, though.
Yeah, no, that's one of those movies that happens at 3 o'clock in the morning and, in Monster Camp at a LARP that somebody goes, wouldn't it be cool if? At that time, in that situation, the default answer is always no.
Right.
All right, here's the last one. All right, so this is going to be for the victory. Chutes and Ladders, Hidden Realms. A group of adventurers have to escape a dragon's castle by navigating an intricate maze of ladders and slides.
So that sounds awesome. I would watch the hell out of that movie, but I think it's fake.
It would have been better than the D&D movie, except of course for Tom Baker. But I'm gonna go fake.
All right, so we got two fakes, right? And Alex?
We gotta start making a point somewhere, and I feel like someone has tried to make a Shoots and Ladder movie, so I'm saying yes.
Okay, saying real. And Dan?
Definitely real.
Real? Okay, so we got 2 real, 2 fakes. I made that one up.
Oh.
So
I'm gonna make that one too.
Look, see, here's the thing, though. Dude, didn't I come up with a cool sounding way to do Chutes and Ladders, though?
Yeah, that's why I had to...
Yeah. See, man, I should be pitching all these ideas to freaking studios.
So I'm sure Project Greenlight will be calling you shortly.
Yep.
But I think they should. That's a great idea, Todd. Anyway, so that means Sarah and Todd actually tied for the victory. Good job, guys. Oh, they're very excited. All right.
I celebrated.
Okay, cool. All right, sorry, I was reading Twitter. People were tweeting as well. Good job, guys. All right, there we go. That was Real Plot or Not. All right, so before we get on out of here, almost forgot. I'm sorry. We almost forgot our important Geek Tweet of the Week question. We can't forget that. This is something we do every week where we send out a question, and we see what your guys' answers are, and we share these guys' answers. So, again, it's inspired by Hull Breach, since these are our guests tonight. I want to know, besides Hull Breach, what is your favorite card-based game? Todd, you mentioned something earlier that you played. Is that the one, or what would you say?
No, that is far from my favorite. Believe me, I have about an hour's worth of rant and problems in that game.
Magic, okay. So give me, you got one that you can think of that you really liked?
Strictly going with card games, yes?
Yes.
I'm going to have to call it a tie, again, if I'm not already playing Hull Breach, which is what I'm doing most of the time. I'll have to tie it between the Munchkin series and the Flux series of games.
Munchkin is the big one in our house because we can play it with the whole family, and the kids like it. We play a lot of Munchkin.
Oh, I've never played that. I hear about it all the time. Munchkin.
It's super fun. It can also be super frustrating, and if you're playing with the wrong group of people, it can make you want to punch people in the face.
Yeah, no, you should see what we use. I run with a lot of demo guys at conventions and such, and they have what they call Munchkin grudge matches, where you pull out every little shitty piece in the book, and it gets nasty. It gets nasty in a big hurry.
It could be real bad.
All right. Well, hey, here's a tweet that we got in earlier today at Hunter's Realm. Actually, he was on our show last week. He says he was big on WWE Raw Deal and Legend of the Five Rings, and now it's mainly Munchkin or Flux. So just like you said, Todd, with those two.
So my husband and I have been playing a ton of Sentinels of the Multiverse.
Oh my gosh, that's my answer.
I love the Sentinels of the Multiverse. Like, I love it enough that I...
Okay, okay, no, never mind. I thought Dan just fell off his chair, but no.
I got so excited, he fell down. I like have certain characters that I like to play. Fnatic is my girl. I love her.
Who do you like?
Fnatic.
Oh, Fnatic. Oh, Fnatic could be really powerful, actually.
Yeah, like Wrathful Retribution. I just want to kill everything.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love her. So we play that a lot, and we've gotten almost all of the expansions for it. And one of those games that, like, literally every night, even if I'm tired, if he says, like, hey, you want to play Sentinels? I'm like, yes.
That's awesome. I actually just started playing it last week, and I actually have the PC version, like, so the version you play on the computer. So I don't have the card. I don't have the physical version, but it's the same thing. It looks like
it's so
super
good.
fun.
Yeah, it is. But you should. I mean, yeah, man. Some of the villains are very, very difficult in meditation. But
yeah, nice. Check out Sentinels of the Multiverse. Let me mention one other one before we go to these other guys. When I was at Emerald City Comic Con over the weekend, I did actually a good amount of gaming, which was awesome. And there's a lot of people doing demos there. So there's this group of guys who were demoing this new game called Beta Bots. That's with a Z at the end. And they just said, "Hey, you want to come and play?" And I did, and it was fun. And I actually won, which is really cool. But I want to mention them because they have a Kickstarter. Speaking of Kickstarters, they're not coming out till May 10th. So you can go to Whole Reach because they're pledged to them, and then later on you can check them out in May. But anyway, it's betabots.com. I want to give them a shout out because they were cool guys, and the game was fun. Okay, so let's see. Alex, any cool card games you like?
No, I've actually never really jumped into them too much. I know in high school, me and my buddy used to play this NFL game that was super weird because I don't know, each player had their points and things like that. So we would literally set out a full grid, find out how many yards we were gaining with how many plays, and we would just play that all weekend. But I haven't jumped too far into Magic by the time I wanted to do it, or any of the other ones. They seemed too far along. It's like jumping into a first-person shooter a month after it comes out. You're just done at that point.
Gotcha. Ryan Ward on Twitter @Lanier says Magic, The Gathering, Cards Against Humanity are his two choices.
Oh, Cards Against Humanity.
See, you stole my answer. This is why it sucks going last.
See, I didn't know if that counted.
Is cards? Well, I see you're defying gravity there, Dan, already, which is very impressive. You're like Spider-Man because you're sideways.
I learned this in school.
Was Cards Against Humanity your choice or Magic? Which one?
I like that other card game, but no, it's Cards Against Humanity. I've been told I'm never supposed to say anything terrible about MTG.
Okay.
All
right, so Cards Against Humanity. Very cool.
See, in that case, I would say Super Fights.
Super Fight is fun.
That's really fun.
Sorry, wait, what was that, Dan?
It was lunch money.
Lunch money?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
great, classic little game.
That was the game that caused like 5 or 6 people to get into a literal fist fight. It starts as a metaphor fight, and then it ends up as a real. Everyone just wants to beat.
Jeez. Sounds dangerous.
Fabulous. Very violent.
Yeah, well, you consider the entire premise of the game is 2 little girls fighting over 10 cents in lunch money.
Interesting. I've never played that.
They have cards with titles like "Look at me when I'm hitting you."
Oh, God.
You can pick up cards, so you end up kind of slamming each other's hands because you want to be the first person to play it.
Yeah,
all right. I can see how that can get out of hand.
So it's like very kinetic, so it just gets violent quick. It really does meet its end.
Yeah.
Also a fun little game is Love Letter.
Yeah.
And any of the half a dozen varieties.
I actually, Sarah, you might like this. I have the Batman version of Love Letter, actually.
Nice. We have Love Letter, and then we also have Loot Letter, which is the Munchkin version of Love Letter. But Love Letter is fun because it's really easy to pick up, because even if you've forgotten how to play, everything is written for you on the card, and so you don't have to you have to spend a ton of time explaining how to play. You can just sort of pick up and do it. It's nice in a big group of people who maybe haven't played before, and it's it's done in 15-20 minutes. So
yeah, it's a quick game.
It's a nice
it's a good sitting in line somewhere, pull it out of your pocket kind of deal.
Correct.
I love how Dan is like on a spaceship here. He's like defying gravity. It's great. He's like floating around.
What, just because your station's in line with the ecliptic and his isn't, you've got a problem?
No, I think it's great. Let's share some tweets here after the geek tweet question about their favorite card-based game. Matt Furtado at Batman92 says, I've only played Solitaire because no one loves me. We love you, Matt.
That's all right.
Necrodia says, as for Magic the Gathering, I started big in Dark Steel Block, only collect it now. No, okay. And Scorpio Moon says, Star Trek the card game, Leonard Nimoy even signed one of my cards. That's awesome.
Nice.
That's cool.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Somewhere in my massive piles of stuff in the shed somewhere out there, I still have some original Next Generation card game cards.
Sweet.
From the old Star Trek Next Gen game. For that matter, I even still have some Jihad cards. Remember that one?
God.
I don't. No.
You're better off.
Okay.
We
Sarah,
also
yeah.
have a little game called Sushi Go, which is a card
I've
game.
heard of it.
Haven't played it. Very popular of late.
It's super cute. It's really easy to figure out, and it's a very quick game. And the illustrations of the little happy sushi are the cutest things you've ever seen in your life.
Love.
And you like collect different ones are worth different points, and you can like combo some of them, and they're really cute.
Well, if
It's
we're going to go
also
to
a good, yeah.
strangeness,
It's a good little like. It's another one of those love letter kind of like. I have enough energy to play one more game, but we only have like 20 minutes. Let's, instead of just ending the night, we can add this on at the end.
All right, cool. Well, there's some awesome game recommendations, guys, if you haven't played those.
yes,
All
we'll
right,
go
so
for Hullbreach first.
well, yes, of course, obviously. We're going to talk about that again right now, actually. So we're going to go right. Okay, so speaking of Hullbreach, so all right, well, actually, so Dan, I know you couldn't get on, of course, but Todd told everybody about it. He did a great job explaining everything about the game and Operation Supply Drop and all that great stuff. Anything you want to add, though, maybe about Hullbreach before we go, Dan?
Oh, geez. I don't know what he covered and didn't cover. If you asked
I just did the raw basics, really.
Well, why don't you tell them once again, Dan? Tell them where they can, if they want to check it out, if they want to support it on Kickstarter, where can they go? All that good stuff.
Well, that's easy. With the Kickstarter site, that's just Kickstarter.com. In the little magnifying glass area, just type in Hullbreach. We'll come right up. You'll see we've run some other campaigns for corporate wars and loyalty and vigilance. In Defiance of Dictators kind of deals with the growing embroilment between the RDF and our colonial forces and kind of how they end up handling the universe. What's great about Hullbreach is that you can read our fictional thing, or you can just sit down and just smash each other's, fake faces with the cards and the dice.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's something I didn't touch on before. Is there is an incredible volume of fiction already associated with this game. Every box set comes with a fictional pamphlet, and the fictional pamphlet's actually thicker than the rule book.
Oh wow!
So there is a lot of backstory, and there's a lot of tales to tell.
Yeah, we put into our lore.
Yeah, because a lot of times you'll see somebody will come up with a great game mechanic and then try to shoehorn a concept around it, and it just doesn't work. It feels forced every time. That's one of the things I love so much about our game is that the universe is there, and then the game fits into the universe rather than the universe being shoehorned around the game.
Right. That's cool. That's the way to go for sure. All right, awesome, guys. And you can go to wholebreachgame.com, right? Where you can get all the information. Also, navigate over to the Kickstarter.
Yep.
Sweet.
You can find us there.
And do you are you guys? Let's see. Is Hullbreach on Facebook or Twitter or anything? Can they follow or like it there as well?
Yep. We're actually
you can find. No, Todd.
Todd, go
all
ahead.
yours.
All right, Todd. I'm going to decide. Todd, go ahead.
Yeah, we are active on Facebook. We do, and we also have a Twitter. Unfortunately, I am not the Twitterer, I guess you could say. Is that a word? Heck with it, it is now.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I am not the one who tweets, so I cannot tell you the exact handle for Hullbreach, but there can't be that many out there. As far as the Facebook page, we are in fact over there as simply Hullbreach. Yeah, that guy who said Hullbreach for what's your favorite card game in your question? Yeah, that would be me. But that's also a link.
Oh, awesome. All right, great.
Yep. And as I mentioned earlier, on this coming Friday, we are going to be running kind of a little phone party messaging thing on through Facebook. So if you have questions about Hullbreach, about us, about what we're doing, about Operation Supply Drop, it's a great time to come in and ask, and then go over to the Kickstarter page and pledge.
Yes, and again, that's April 17th at 10 p.m. Eastern is when you can pledge up to that time.
And we would love to have everybody's help. We'd really like to get this thing moving the way we want it to move, and we're so darn close. We can see it from here. We can almost taste it, and we're just not there yet, and we need everybody's help.
Absolutely. And again, guys, you're also helping out our troops as well by doing this through the awesome Operation Supply Drop they're doing. So that's fantastic. All right, cool. So please go follow, check, like them, check them out, pledge if you can. Let's give, so Sarah, where can people, thank you for co-hosting, of course, as always. Where can people follow you?
So you can, my Twitter is @PixiesAndPins, or you can follow me on my actor page on Facebook, which is facebook.com/actorsarahmoore, and I'm getting ready to release a Poison Ivy and Batman as flappers from the 20s photo shoot.
As flappers from the 20s?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So that's what's coming out, and it'll be on Facebook.
That's fantastic. Sweet. Alex?
My Twitter's broken, but you can apparently follow me on 2am_bachelor.
Wait, what do you mean it's broken? You can't tweet?
Yeah, I can't. If I click on anything other than the homepage, I get a weird blue screen that says something is technically wrong. So that's fun and exciting. Also,
wow.
You can check out our graphic novel and stuff like that on facebook.com/intensecomics, and my best friend's work at superherofaces.com.
Fantastic. Of course, you can follow us at Super Geeked Up. SuperGeekedUp.com is our site where you can catch all our past episodes. Obviously, where you can watch the live episodes every week. And if you haven't yet, you can really help us out by subscribing to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/SuperGeekedUp. We really appreciate that. So thank you guys so much. If you're watching live, if you're watching in post, or listening to the podcast, we always really appreciate it. You guys rock, and we love seeing all your tweets during the show. Big thanks to Dan and Todd from Holbridge. Thank you guys so much for being on and telling us all about the game.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, and yes, definitely best of luck with the completion of the Kickstarter. Of course, thank you to Alex and Sarah. Thank you guys for coming on and geeking out as always. All right, everybody, so thank you so much for watching. We'll be back, of course, next week, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Until then, stay geeky, everybody. See you next week.